Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Yahweh B'Hashem Shabrakatah. Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rakakodash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the hopefully elect, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahushai. That's your brother Adah from the GMS camp. Going back into who is Amalek. We shall know a tree by his fruits. What is what? Fruit is an outward production of what's going on in the inside of the tree, identifying what the tree is. You can tell a tree by what kind of leaves it produces. You can tell a tree by what kind of fruit it produces. And men in the Bible, nations, are likened unto trees, which means what? A tree can never change. Whatever a tree starts out as, that's what it's always going to be. This bullshit that different races of people can become another race through their misunderstanding of ingrafting. When you graft a plant to another plant, it has to be the same kind of plant, which means it has to be the same genome, which means it has to be from the same sperm line. Okay, so people just operate in darkness. The so-called white man is the nation of Esau, and there are tribes within that nation. And everything is based on rank and file. And the head tribe of Esau, Edom, is the tribe of Amalek. Amalek is the head tribe of the Edomites, just like Judah is the head tribe of the 12 tribes of Israel. And just like with the so-called black man in America, everything that we do has a vibration that goes all over the earth, even though we're in a low state. This is not excluding our Northern Kingdom brothers, the Issacharites, the Mexicans, you know what I mean, the Asherites, all the Brazilians, and the Central Americans. You know, we're not excluding our Puerto Rican brothers, Ephraim. We're not excluding our Dominican brothers, Shamawan, Simeon. We're not excluding Gad or Reuben. All right, we all vibrate strongly. We all influence the earth, but out of that nation, the most influential tribe is the tribe of Judah, the so-called black man. And the most influential, the most powerful white group of people within Edom are the Amalekites, the people posing to be Judah, claiming to be us. Okay, and I want to let this man speak. This goes into the controversy of Zion, the war that Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai said he would have with Amalek from generation to generation in Exodus chapter 17, while Moses the prophet lifted up the staff, which is symbolic of Yahushai. Earlier in that same chapter, he struck the rock with that same staff, which is also symbolic of Yahushai, indicating that we can only get our I'm looking at a drone right now. Somebody's flying a drone over here. Salakia for that. We were just leaving just leaving Egypt. We had a big victory with coming out of Egypt, but we were not a complete nation yet. We don't have any laws. We don't have any statutes. We don't have a standard yet. We're in the beginning stages of that forming. And as we're coming out of Egypt, we're thirsty. There's no wells. We're on the move. You're talking about millions of people, and we begin to cry out, Moses, we need some water, man. What'd you do? You brought us out of Egypt to kill us with thirst? It was all in the plan of Yahweh, because what are the 12 tribes of Israel? That's Mount Zion. The elect spirits of that nation are Zion, the governmental rulership. And what is the name, or when you break down Zion, what is it? It's a parched place and a memorial. So for us to be thirsty, it is a design of Yahweh that he will quench our thirst. He will empower us, thirst for physical water and thirst for spiritual water. Just like you lose strength when you're thirsty physically, you lose strength when you're thirsty spiritually. And just like you regain your strength when you get your thirst quenched physically, you get strength when you have your thirst quenched spiritually. It all ties into Yahushai. Yahushai is our high priest, and he understands us, everything that we've gone through. Remember when he was on the cross and he said he thirsted? And they gave him vinegar. It was a mockery. It's kind of horrible that he went through that, being that he is the same one that said, any man who is athirst, let him come unto me, and I will give him rivers of living water. When he was thirsty on that cross, they gave him vinegar, but he was crying out to have his thirst quenched, not just physically, but spiritually as well. He can relate to us, and we can relate to him. Nobody else can. I'm saying all of this to lay foundation. In that same chapter, Exodus 17, right after we get our thirst quenched by the rock, who is Yahushai, the prophecies, the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. 1 John, anyone who claims to be a prophet and does not speak or is not in agreement with everything the scriptures say about Yahushai is not of God, right? We get our thirst quenched, and then right as we're coming out of Egypt, getting our thirst quenched, Amalek is there to meet us to go to battle. And it's a supernatural battle because every time Moses lifted his hands, Joshua was winning. Every time Moses let down his hands with that rod, which is symbolic of Yahushai, Amalek would win. At the end of the day, we won that war, and Moses calls Yahweh my banner. The name of Yahweh, my banner. A banner goes into a standard. If you look up standard in the Edamon, I'm just trying to do a really the Spirit's got me going into this, man. Standard, Yahweh Nisi, Yahweh my banner. Banner goes into standard. Standard goes into, look at this. Distinctive flag or other conspicuous object displayed from a position in battle to serve as a rallying point for a military force. How do we fight? We fight in the name of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh Tazabawathka, the man of war, Allah Shaja. And what is his standard? The testimony of Yahushai is his standard, his son, the word of power, the word of God. The prophecies, the laws, statutes, commandments, that is the standard that his name is lifted up above. He lifts his name above his word, but his word is connected to his standard. His word is connected to his name. Okay, military standard banner. Are you guys getting the point? And so when Moses says Yahweh is my banner, Yahweh is Yahweh Nisi, what's the precept? Lift ye up a banner, exalt the voice. Let's get it. So now you see you're seeing how this connects. This is specific. This is intimate. It's intricate. It's when the Most High says, lift ye up a banner. Lift ye up the banner, or a banner. Lift ye up the banner. Exalt the voice. Bam. Look at this. Bam. This is going back to It's going back to Moses, Joshua, the children of Israel in the battle of Rephidim in Exodus chapter 17, dealing with the head tribe of Edom. Because it wasn't just Amalek. The rest of Esau was there too. The rest of Edom was there as well. Because Esau or Edom is headed up by Amalek. If you look at just look at the pyramid. That eye on top of all the rest of the pyramid, that's Amalek, bro. That's the priesthood. That's the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency. That's going into the highest point of sorcery and witchcraft that this specific race of people are able to apply by dealing with the left-handed power of Satan. Okay, Isaiah 13:12-2. Lift ye up a banner. That's talking about Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Upon the high mountain. The word high goes into swept, meaning destroyed. We'll get it in the blue letter 13. I got to do it, man. Salakia. I don't mean to be all over the place. Isaiah 13. Just bear with me. Okay, lift ye up. Look, lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. So you think, again, English, we have to open up these words because we're dealing with Hebrew. High mountain, right? Exalted. It is an exalted mountain, but that's not what this is saying. Look at this. Lift you up a banner, exalt the voice. The voice goes into the doctrine. Okay, the 100% truth. Okay, upon them shake the hand that it may go into the gates of the nobles. Look, lift you up the banner upon the high mountain high. Look, to sweep, bear, or scrape. What does this mean? This mountain has been set for destruction from the beginning of time. And I'm going to prove it. Look, the Spirit showed me this. To sweep bare, to scrape, to be wind swept. The destroying wind, the besom of destruction. We got to pull those precepts to qualify or to prove this understanding right here. To be bare, be scraped upon, to be bare, to be laid upon. What is now? Let's go back. I'm going to come back to this, but let's get it. The besom. We get the besom of destruction. Besom is a broom. Besom of destruction. This is the Most High speaking dark sayings, his poetic speech. Isaiah 14:23. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts. We understand that Yahweh of hosts is a war name. That is an expression of war. He is a man of war. He's mentioning his armies. At the same time, he's talking about a besom. Let's pull up besom. Let me see if it's in the etymon. If not, I'll get it in the blue letter. Besom. Bundle of twigs, but you would use it for a broom. Can you see how old? Okay, so it's an old bundle of twigs. Remember those old school brooms from the ancient world? You didn't have plastics and you didn't have bristles, so you would get a bundle of twigs and bind them together and sweep the dust, sweep the stones clean, right? Let's get it in the blue letter, though, just to make sure. Isaiah 14:23. Oh, it's the very next Salakia. 14:23. Let's get it. We got to show these. Okay, so lift the voice upon the high mountain. I'll also make it, look, besom. It's going to say broom. Besom. Bittern. I will also make it the bittern pools water, and I'll sweep it with the besom. Broom. Can you see it? So now we've proved that this, and this is also a chapter over. Again, like I said in a couple lessons ago, 2 days ago, all this download is coming into me. I'm learning this as I'm teaching this. Some of it I know, some of it I'm learning as I'm teaching it, and it's building. Stone upon stone, stone upon stone, line upon line, line upon line. I'm getting more and more and more information on this. As I'm studying it, as I'm listening to the lessons that I'm doing, more precepts are coming, okay? So, let's go over 1:13. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain. That is the Mount of Esau. That's the target. The swept mountain, the mountain that be, oh, I'm going to get one more. The destroying wind, so that you understand this time about the ICBM missiles. The destroying wind. This is also the besom of destruction. This is what it's all connecting to. All right. Thus say, it's Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. And we understand that Jeremiah 50 and 51 is specific to America, Mystery Babylon. And what is America? Esau, Edom. And who's at the top of all the tribes of Esau, Edom? Amalek. America is also called the beauty of the Chaldeans' excellency. What are the Chaldeans? They are your real deal witches that operate in all the feasts of blood mentioned in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12. Or chapter 12, 1, 2, or 3, 4, 5, and 6, Salakia. All right, all these precepts connect a specific race. Are there other nations involved? Yes, there are. Because what? Psalms 83 says what? The Confederacy of Nations, all the elite members of the other nations are in agreement, the covenant of death with Esau, Edom, in order to do business, and they have agreed to keep our nationality a secret in order for Amalek to fulfill the controversy of Zion. What is the controversy of Zion? Ezekiel chapter 36, when they stole our identity and claimed to be us, and then they covered over our identity and they renamed us Black, Mexican, Native American while we were enslaved. Plus, that was part of the punishment. You will discontinue from your heritage that I gave you. All of these precepts can be proved, and when you weave them together, they make a perfect picture, proving that Renaissance Western Christianity does not teach the Bible like this. You have to learn how to read the Bible in like a cube. You know how like a cube is like multi-dimensional? You could see the corners. You can see on the inside of it. You can see the outside of it. You have to learn how to read the Bible, the scriptures, the Apocrypha, the Holy Scriptures. You have to learn how to read them like that. And you do so as the Spirit gives you the ability to precept upon precept. That is how you understand the mysteries of the Scriptures. Now let's hop out of this, right? We're going into somewhere. Let me pull up, let me get Isaiah, Salakia. Let me get Exodus 17. Look, we're going to jump all the way down because right here, and Yahweh, Exodus 17:14, and Yahweh said unto Moses, write this for a memorial. What's a memorial? Something you're supposed to remember. Why? Because this is gonna go on for generations. If you forget the past, you lose your position in the present, and then you forfeit, or you can forfeit, your trajectory in the future. It's all connected. You have to know perfectly what happened yesterday to understand how you are to act today, because tomorrow is coming. If you do not know who the fuck you were yesterday, you don't know who you are today. This is why it is imperative that we stop calling ourselves black. We're not fucking black. Latinos are not Latinos. Native American Indians are not those. We're the 12 tribes of Israel. And we have to understand that the current world ruler has done everything in his power to hide the past so that he can continue operating in the present to affect the future. Salakia for my excitement. Yahweh said, write this for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the years of Joshua. So what's a memorial? Let's get it. Memorial. Fam. Memorial, reminder, remembrance. Baba Kasha, can you see that? Please. We have to remember. But what do we remember? We have to remember the truth, not the lies given to us by our enemies. We have to, what's remember mean? Look, see, I'm going to keep doing this. What does remember? To remember? What's a member? What's a member? What's a member? A portion of your body, right? A piece of your body, a leg. Member. Body part or organ, right? Do you see what's happening? We're coming back together. It does not. Does that remind you of Ezekiel 37? The valley of dry bones. The bone came together, bone to bone, and then the sinews, and then the flesh and the skin, and then the breath, and then we were standing as an army. You read Ezekiel 37, it tells you he's bringing us back together, bone to bone. Sinew, what's the sinews? That's the piece of flesh that makes the muscles stick to the bone. Then the skin covers the muscles, and then the spirit, the breath comes into us, and we come back to life. That's the resurrection. That's what remember really means. Remember means to reconnect, remember what was separated. To keep or bear something or someone in mind, right? But it's to reconnect. The meaning to recall to mind, to remember, to reconnect the past, which was truth, to the present, so that the present you can be made whole, and then you can step into the future whole, not missing parts. Okay, give an account, narrative. All right? I'm doing all this. Okay, Salakia. 19 minutes of me just going crazy. Exodus 17. And Yahweh said unto Moses, write for a memorial in a book and rehearse it in the years of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the So I want you to remember that I'm going to put out the remembrance of Amalek. I'm going to dismember Amalek, but I need you to remember. I need you to come back together in full truth, because I'm going to annihilate this motherfucker. I'm gonna put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. This is a prophecy, you guys. You don't think that the real Amalekites don't know about Exodus 17? You don't think they don't know about this? They know about this to the point where they're trying to say somebody else is these people. And Moses built an altar and called the name of it Jehovah Nisi, Yahweh, Yahweh my banner. Look, 16. For he said, because Yahweh has sworn that Yahweh will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Now look what Amalek is doing in this video. Damn it. Are you fucking serious? You're just gonna jump out like that? Salakia. I had it set up because I have it saved. Look.
You're gonna determine what you think about it. But again,
this is Amalek. These are the people who claim to be Jews today. These are the Amalekites. The guy speaking is an Edomite. He doesn't know he's an Edomite. Why? Because Amalek and the upper echelons of Edom have done such a good job at deceiving everybody, even their own people, because they have put a covering that has been cast over the nations. That's mentioned in Jeremiah or Isaiah. There's a covering that's been cast. They have reclassified everybody to hide who they are in prophecy. Once you see this, you cannot unsee it. Okay, listen to what this fucker is about to say.
I'm amazed that this shit was said out loud and recorded. Here we go.
They're still fighting the Amalekite war. Just the name.
So he just mentioned the Amalekite war that we just broke down to you in the scriptures. But he's claiming somebody else is Amalek and that they are the Israelites. This is a blasphemy. This is an atrocious lie. You have the very people that the Most High says he hates. You have the very people that the Most High said he swore, I'm gonna be at war with these motherfuckers. And they're operating in the earth in deception, claiming to be his chosen people. This is the controversy of Zion. This is what it means. Because Zion are the elect members of the true house of Jacob. And the controversy is Amalek is claiming to be us when they are Amalek. And the rest of the world doesn't understand this. They know there's something wrong with this motherfucker, but they don't understand the scriptures. Why? Because only the elect men of Israel, the true Hebrew Israelites, are granted the ability to operate through the mysteries of the scriptures. That is how, that's how you prove. That's how you prove what tree you are. If you can produce the fruit of going through these precepts correctly, you can't do that unless you're an Israelite. And you can't do that unless the Most High and Yahweh allow you to. It's that heavy. Just like just any random person can't function the way the people who call themselves Jews today. No random person can do what they're fucking doing, because what they're doing by the power of the Spirit. It's the left-hand side, but they're still powered by the Spirit. Their ability to lie and deceive, nobody can lie and deceive like these people. Listen to this shit, you guys.
The Amalekites has changed.
You're going to determine what you think about it. But again, I'm amazed that this shit was said out loud and recorded. Here we go.
They're still fighting the Amalekite war. Just the name of the Amalekites has changed over time. What are we supposed to do about this mess?
He just confessed a deep truth to you, but he did it in the form of a lie. He said the name of the Amalekites has changed. That's true, because they're calling themselves Jews today, but he's applying the very thing that they did for themselves onto the Palestinians. And the Palestinians, and anyone who agrees with them, but the Palestinians I believe the Palestinians are Ishmael, right? They're not Amalek, because Amalek, look what the Bible says. Look what the Bible says. Woo-hoo. Amalek was the first of the nations. Look, Amalek is the first of the nations, meaning chief. Are the Palestinians chief? Do the Palestinians own the banks? Look, Numbers 20. This is why you have to understand prophecy. Numbers 24 and 20. And when he looked on Amalek, he took up this parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish. This guy is saying Amalek is still here.
Do about this mess.
Amazed that this shit was said out loud and recorded. Here we go.
They're still fighting the Amalekite war. Just the name of the Amalekites has changed.
Okay, so he's confessing that the Amalekites are on the earth, but they have a different name. The prophecy says, and when he looked upon Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations. That qualifies one part of Amalek's identity, that he would be the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish. That part hasn't happened yet. And this guy also proved that part.
Fighting the Amalekite.
But he's saying someone that's Amalekite, and those people are not the first of the nations. Because in order to be Amalek, you have to be the first of the nations. What does the word first mean? What does it mean, you guys? Chief. Somebody who's in power. First, look. First. Look at it. Foremost.